Wow, they got Hulk Hogan too? How many is that now? 3? Hulk Hogan's press conference. Clearwater Police. Oh my goodness. That's what? Ozzy Osbourne, Hulk Hogan. Who was the other guy that played on Bill Cosby? This is the most disturbing videos on the internet today. Let's dive in.
We have breaking news. Wrestling legend Hulk Hogan has... Officials say Hogan, whose real name was Terry Bollea, from cardiac arrest in his home in Clearwater, Florida. Hulk Hogan helped bring the WWE into the mainstream, and he also turned his wrestling persona into a successful movie career in the 1980s. Hulk Hogan has a complicated legacy. He was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2005, but then removed in 2015 after a scandal over racist comments while he was being secretly recorded. Hulk Hogan was 71 years old. WWE says they're saddened to learn of his passing and extending their condolences to Hogan's family, friends, and fans.
I'm in New York City. I got all lit up last night. I saw Hulk Hogan Scores Sports Bar right down the street next to Madison Square Garden. Everybody in New York City is drinking real American. What you gonna do?
What? Hulk Hogan and Ozzy days apart? This is getting crazy with these celebrity deaths. I was always more of a Ric Flair, fan. He be going crazy. Woo! But Hulk Hogan, he definitely was around the block. Ozzy Osbourne is out of there as well. I remember hearing something back in the day that he bit a head off a bat. How crazy is that? I said that yesterday at live, and someone said he did a pigeon too. Ugh. I don't know if it's true or not, but that's what they say. Last but not least, the person on the Bill Cosby. Who was it? Bill Cosby show. Malcolm-Jamal.
New details have emerged in the drowning actor Malcolm-Jamal Warner. The 54-year-old, best known for The Cosby Show and The Resident, was caught in a strong current while vacationing in Costa Rica. Beachgoers and first responders desperately tried to revive him, performing CPR for nearly 20 minutes. But Warner had no vital signs when he was pulled ashore. Officials confirmed a lack of oxygen caused by submersion. It has now been revealed that another man was also dragged out by the current and remains in critical condition.
Prayers go out to all the families. I hope that they can endure these difficult times. But it just seems crazy to me that these are happening so close and all of a sudden. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I already know what some people are about to say. What happened?
They say when a celebrity disappears, they don't come back. Not really. Sometimes it's a rehab stint. Sometimes it's a break from the spotlight. But when they return, their eyes don't move the same. Their voice is flatter. Their energy's off. That's when the whispers start. They've been to the clone room. It's not in Hollywood. It's deep underground, beneath a lab no one talks about, where silence costs less than secrets. They say they at least don't let high-profile assets die. They replicate them, grow new versions in tanks. But something always goes wrong. Clones can't cry. They smile too much. They forget people they should know. One former lab assistant went missing after claiming he saw the real Kanye in a water chamber while the clone performed at a concert. The man tried to scream, but the glass was soundproof. The clone smiled through fireworks. And here's the worst part. The real ones, they aren't gone. They're sedated, locked away, alive. So next time your favorite celebrity vanishes, then reappears, flawless, calm, eerily perfect, ask yourself, is that really them or just something wearing their skin? They say when a celebrity disappears, they don't come back. Not really.
If this isn't evil, demonic looking, scary, I don't know what is.
What are we? You're clones. You're copies of people out here in the world.
In your face.
The whole reason you exist is because everyone wants to live forever. It's the new American dream. Why do you think Merrick has you stuck in an old military bunker below ground? He doesn't want anybody knowing the truth.
A lot of movies try to tell us, don't they? Reminds me of Get Out.
What if I told you some of your favorite celebrities might not be themselves anymore? There is a terrifying theory about human cloning centers, what if I told you some of your favorite celebrities might not be themselves anymore? There is a terrifying theory about human cloning centers, which are allegedly hidden underground labs that people are creating politicians, celebrities, just anyone. It's said these labs are run by secret organizations. Now, a couple celebrities do come to mind when I think about this. I know it's been speculated that Avril Lavigne was a clone. Allegedly, the original Avril Lavigne passed away or something happened to her, and they replaced her with a clone. And another celebrity that comes to mind that I hear a lot about is Kanye West. Fans have pointed out his shift in behavior and even changes in his speech, his appearance, and his personality. I don't know, of course this is all alleged, it's all a theory, but have you noticed any changes in your favorite celebrities lately? Let me know what you think about it in the comments.
I think these 3 celebrities passing is super suspicious.
Jamie Foxx show exposing cloning.
That this shit is all a simulation, that everybody knows everything. Just watch this. This is the Jamie Foxx show. Watch what he says.
This is the missing piece of Evander Holyfield's ear. That's it. Oh my goodness. Well, Jimmy, you spent your money on that? Mm-hmm. And wait, this might be a good investment. I mean, if he can hold on to this ear, it'll be a collector's item. In the next few years, he can sell it for twice the money. Wrong. You're thinking small, son. Look, they are cloning sheep now. And in 10 years, no matter what they say, they will be cloning humans. Now, with the DNA I got in this ear, I can raise me a whole army of prize fighters. I'll go from Junior King to Don King Jr.
Okay. Stay woke.
Jamie Foxx show exposing.
That's kind of scary. You got an army of Evander Holyfields with his gloves marching down? Oh, man.
And in the hybrid programs that I was associated with, they were cloning not only species like plants and animals, but they were also regenerating tissues of extraterrestrials and growing them and then cloning them. And then they started cloning humans a very long time ago. It's interesting now that in the news, after talking about this a few times, that now they're coming forward. China just has been doing it forever, but in their underground facilities, cloning people, cloning, of course, you heard about, they cloned the first primate. And hey, they can clone a primate. This verifies what I'm talking about. Well, they can definitely clone a human. And they're also growing humans for organs. But clones are everywhere. Human, extraterrestrial, they're wandering all over. You know, some people refer to these as doppelgangers because they can grow a human to look like someone and mind program and implant them with circuitry and things like this. And they will really think they had this life and implant them into a business or into whatever organization they want.
Well, is there a hidden agenda? Because you've just brought something up that just scares the living daylights out of me. To replace us with a clone, and who would know the difference?
This is one of the probably only times, George, that you got me on a negative part, because there is an agenda. There are hundreds of people being cloned in underground facilities in Australia and in some parts of the United States. There's no reason to, clone people and keep it a secret and make horrible experiments on these people and mind implant them.
We're primarily concerned about humans cloning human for their own purpose.
Right.
But what about ETs cloning humans?
I mean, it's possible. I'm not aware of any extraterrestrials that are, cloning humans. I am aware of extraterrestrial beings that are collecting DNA from humans.
That's been ongoing.
Ongoing, but for a good reason, not for a bad reason. They can make anything too. I mean, they're already at an advanced level of science that we would not understand to do that if they needed to.
Is a clone, Emery, basically human being identical to the clone? And so they eat, they sleep, they do everything that a human does?
No, because they're, they still have to go through the growing process. It's a lot of work.
You can't speed that up.
Well, they have sped it up. They can make a George Norrie in about 8 years, from baby to you.
Okay.
The problem is the brain cannot grow that fast as the body can. There seems to be a problem they're having with the brains.
What's the agenda? What's the mission here to clone?
I don't know that agenda. I can just give you my opinion on it, that they would use it for a fear type thing, such as a fake alien invasion, definitely control, like a secret army, a secret group of assassins. It's very frightful just to know that they're doing this on a mass production conveyor belt is horrifying enough.
He was talking about like a conveyor belt and this how it's production. Made me think about the Cabbage Patch Babies. Are they growing them like the lambs of Tartary? I don't know. But it definitely makes you think, huh?
So as we, talking, sometimes I forget that he's supposed to be in this disguise, And I keep calling him Mike. Right, and this little girl hears it, she's like, and she looks over, and I think she recognized him, like, I really think she did. So then when I realized she was peeping, then I started calling him Dave.
That disguise to him was the burn victim look. Just
it was like a disguise?
It was a disguise to him.
So he grabbed the kids, they looking normal, Mike comes out, he has his disguise on,
How did he find out about you, Dave?
He heard about me and he had contacted me.
Songs come at the strangest times. I could be walking through a park or something and it'll just hit you. Every time I get a platinum album, it's never taken lightly on my behalf. I'm always honored, and it's great thanks,
They looking normal, Mike comes out, he has his disguise on.
That disguise to him was the burn victim.
And Dave, yes, that's his name.
So then when I realized she was peeping, then I started calling him Dave.
When you go about writing, what happens?
Songs come at the strangest times. I could be walking.
How did he find out about you, Dave?
He heard about me and he had contacted me.
And they knew the world wasn't ready to see that Michael Jackson, so they had to keep him alive. Remember what I said prior, they've been cloning since 1945. So Michael comes back 2 years later. He looks nothing like the real Michael Jackson. But people...
That dude from Nicolas Cage had to be an AI. That one just, the face looked off.
Buy into it. He can still dance. Because the clones is good mimickers. They're good at mimicking, man. That's what they do. So he got all his moves, but he was a little bit stiffer. I don't know if y'all look at the old Michael and then look at the new Michael. He's a little bit stiffer. Okay. Now, when Michael first came back, didn't nobody really know how to take it. All right. Because I can't recall if Billie Jean came out before the Pepsi commercial. But Michael sold his soul way before then, because he did the Wiz commercial when Billie Jean wasn't even thought of. When he did the Wiz play, when he said you can't get in, you can't get out the game, Michael sold his soul a long time ago, because Joe Jackson sold his children out long ago, and Joe Jackson forced his kids long ago. All right, that's about Michael.
You've put out some very strange tweets of late about cloning. What is it about cloning? Do you want to get cloned, or are celebrities getting cloned?
Yeah, man. I think people should look it up, man. I don't really want to say too much, but I will say do your own research.
You sound like a conspiracy theorist.
I'm not really a conspiracy theorist. It's no more conspiracy. I know. And so it's really up to each person to do their own research and come to your own truths. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like we as people listen too much to what somebody tells us, and we don't actually go background check and really say, you know what, that really don't add up. You know what I'm saying?
Let's type it in. I'm quick to type something in, y'all.
Like, when you really look at a lot of different things and you start to think, and so what I like to do is I like to provoke thought, and provoking thought is the least you could do. You can't make somebody believe something. You really gotta just provoke thought.
Would you like to be cloned?
Would I like to be?
Yeah.
Am I already cloned?
Oh, are you already cloned?
I'd rather not say. But
that means there's a possibility that you could already be cloned.
Yes, there's a possibility. But I know I'm me, because my fingernails look the same, and I have dreams too.
And also too, y'all need to pay attention to these other celebrities when they're leaving hints. They're leaving clues all over the place. Everybody can't talk. Everybody can't talk because, they got kids or, they made some type of agreement. But pay attention. Everybody who's in this shit or who's in this industry or who has a clone is not evil or malicious. Some people just got born into this shit, like me.
it's not just about copying a person. It's about consciousness transfer, and it started with MK Ultra. And the reason why this is important is because it's a lot of people that are unwillingly participating in this. They don't even feel it. It's mind control, and it started with Germany. It started after World War II. All the were, escorted, VIP'd in, all the top scientists and military personnel harbored in the United States and South America. And also, prior to that, went to Antarctica. And a lot of the reason why Admiral Byrd went to Antarctica was because we were in Antarctica. Yes, Warner von Braun, exactly. Warner von Braun is actually he actually started NASA, I believe. And on his
1956.
On Warner von Braun's tombstone, he has a Bible verse that talks about the firmament. So
their consciousness being transported into another physical body or physical form. And we're seeing that uptick big time over the past few years. And I use the term REM cloning because that's actually a term that was used by a guy named Donald Marshall, who came out in 2011. And most people discredited him, me included, because when he first came out, I am always skeptical, especially when somebody catches fire the way he did. And everybody was just really on board. And I'm also very skeptical when people are using a lot of very common buzzwords like Illuminati and Freemasons and Queen Elizabeth II and the Clintons. And when you see the typical buildup, I start questioning what's the motivation behind it. Now, I'm not saying that I believe everything that Donald Marshall has to say even now, but I do think there's more validity to some of the stuff he was saying back then when I'm now looking at a lot of what people are going through now. With all of this stuff happening, with people talking about their consciousness being transported via entities, typically grays, you'll see them part of the mix, or reptilians, your classics, right? I went back to review some of the stuff he was talking about. And he talks about these 4 different types of clones. You got a Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3, Mark 4. The only one I'm going to talk about is the Mark 2 clones. He said are REM clones. He said these clones are created when you go to sleep. They will transport your consciousness out when you're in REM sleep. Only in the REM state consciousness, they can transport you out, move you into another body. That's another clone of yourself, he said, which is the most applicable because of the DNA that you have. That clone's going to have the same DNA, so your consciousness will work better. But he said that they can't transport your consciousness into other bodies. He said, but the further off that DNA or blood type is from you, then the crazier you might go inside of that body if it's not parallel to what your normal body is. And all I thought about when I was reading that was stories you've told, stories that Fringe has told, all these other people that have been on your show and countless other shows in the past few years that talk specifically about consciousness being moved via entities into other bodies for space missions, for
20 and backs,
all that.
Yeah.
So that really set me off on to start thinking that Donald Marshall's one of a couple things, right? Either he was MK Ultra'd into saying all this stuff, or he was put out there to release some of this information. It might not all be true. This idea of being able to move your consciousness out, specifically during this REM state, and then forcing you to do whatever these entities want you to do.
For entertainment purposes only, this whole video. Do your own research on everything. None of this is factual.
Have you have a little laughter behind it, but the truth stands alone. Behind all the BS and after the laughter, the truth still stands on its own. Their dialects in their eyes, their body movement. Sometimes they get sluggish. They forget what they say. They contradict a lot of things they say. And you probably say, well, Yash, I don't get it. A lot of them don't have to listen. If they think you, they didn't clone Malcolm X, by the way. But if they think you another Malcolm X, they're gonna clone you first before they first you. But there's nobody as powerful like Malcolm out here, man.
Kanye West been cloned? If you've been on TikTok for all of 5 seconds, you've probably heard this Kanye West conspiracy theory stating that the rapper has actually been replaced with a clone. But where does the conspiracy come from? The answer, surprisingly, is that it originates from Kanye West himself. West is no stranger to controversy or sometimes off-the-wall remarks, and this recent freestyle of his is no exception.
It's the only, the real, not the phony. The phony will clone me. Just watch how they clone me. Ain't no.
But that's not all. People have taken to social media with height comparisons of Kanye and various celebrities before and after the supposed cloning took place. West's height is 5'8", and here he is with his former wife, Kim Kardashian, who is 5'2". West's new wife, Bianca Censori, is purportedly only 1 inch shorter than him at 5'7", but there are multiple photographs showing Censori who looks much shorter than West wearing heels, even while he's more or less barefoot. But the rumors don't end there. West's general appearance and strange new habit of wearing upper body padding has sparked some unusual headlines along with his strange new fashion choices. And the rapper himself keeps making strange allusions to other celebrities and various pop culture conspiracy theories.
You know the first time I ever took medication, why I was? Because I got mad at paparazzi.
I'm so sorry.
You know what paparazzi it was?
No.
The same one that written.
No.
We ain't going nowhere, baby.
You've been here for years.
If I ever went anywhere, we know why. You understand what I'm saying?
West and Censori also made headlines after West's recent attack on the brand Balenciaga for its recent highly controversial and incredibly shady ad campaign, only to show up shopping at a Balenciaga store. Definitely an unusual 180 to make after coming out so hard against the brand. So, is all this just West's attempt to stay in the headlines or something more sinister? I'll let you be the judge, but I'd love to know what you think. Is Kanye West a clone, or is this all just one big publicity stunt?
I don't know. The dude right there looks completely different. Man, I don't look nothing like Kanye, man. A couple of y'all be saying that, man. I'm 6'4" for one.
And let me show you why. So, as somebody just said, all of those are slaves. Yeah. Well, that's the thing, is these people are born into this. They are from incubators. They're probably clones. You know, there's lots of orphans and infants. You know, it's really weird when you start to think about it. Like, think about all these buildings being there, but then all the people who are there are usually orphans or infants, and there's some sort of reproduction happening, because where did all the children come from? And we'll talk about that next. But there's an interesting part in here, and it talks about, you know, a lot of people say this is all paper mache. You know, they didn't use any real copper. They didn't use any real materials. It was all fake. That's the story. But it caught on fire, and it looks like stone to me. But this is why the colors are in black and white. And let me show you why. It says, crowning the Central Agriculture Dome was the only statue at the fair by Augustus St. Gaudens, who originally intended to make a statue named Diana, which was 18.5 feet of pure copper. This was a huge weather vane for the Madison Square Garden. Madison Square Garden, doesn't that sound familiar? We know that one. New York City, I think that's where it is, or wherever it is. It's New York or New Jersey, whatever it is. But it's a common name that we still hear to this day.
If you thought I didn't have an excellent specimen for you today, think again. Feast your eyes on this Creed Warp Carahintserite. I be trying, man. These names is crazy. But feast your eyes on this. So much is going on. You got the crystals on the outside expanding. In the inside, you have a smoother, more cloudy crystals. This whole piece is super crystallized. If I had to name the specimen, I would call it Strawberry Banana Coral Reef. What would you name it? That's all we have for today's video. If you made it this far, the code word is secret cloning. Drop secret cloning in the comments below. That lets me know you're a real one. And I just appreciate your support, honestly. This was the most disturbing videos on the internet today. See you tomorrow.